Take a deep breath. Just for a moment, pause whatever else you're doing, close your eyes if that feels right, and simply notice your breath as it flows in and out. That's it. No need to force anything. Just notice. That small act, as simple as it seems, is the doorway into mindfulness. Now imagine if you could carry that kind of presence, that kind of calm awareness into every part of your life, into your work, into your relationships, into the way you deal with stress, anxiety, and the pressure of a fast-moving world. That is what this video is all about. How to get started with mindfulness and meditation, and why. Even in a world full of distractions, it's more than worth it. We live in a time where everything is demanding our attention. We scroll through news, jump between tabs, bounce from app to app, and often don't even realize how scattered and overstimulated our minds have become. We're always doing, always thinking, always reaching for something. More productivity, more stimulation, more distraction. And somewhere along the way, we lose touch with what's happening right now. With ourselves, with our own breath, with the present moment. Mindfulness is the practice of remembering that this moment, this one right here, is the only one you truly have. It's not about emptying your mind, escaping your thoughts, or transcending reality. It's about being here fully with whatever is happening, whether it's joy, sadness, boredom, restlessness, or peace. Mindfulness invites you to meet it all with a gentle awareness. So what is meditation, really? Think of it as mental training, a space where you practice that gentle awareness over and over again, like going to the gym for your mind. When you sit down to meditate, you're not trying to become a better person. You're not trying to force anything to happen. You're just learning to notice your thoughts, your emotions, your physical sensations, and return to your breath, or whatever anchor you've chosen. That's the entire practice. And over time, it begins to transform the way you relate to your mind, your emotions, your entire life. But let's back up for a moment. Maybe you've heard about mindfulness and meditation for years. Maybe you've tried an app, watched a video, or even sat in silence for a few minutes, but it didn't click. You felt restless. You weren't sure if you were doing it right. You didn't feel anything special. That's okay. Most people start there. Meditation is not about immediate results or dramatic revelations. It's about developing a skill, one breath, one moment at a time. In the beginning, it helps to understand that the mind is naturally restless. That's not a flaw. It's part of being human. You sit down and meditate, and suddenly you're thinking about dinner, emails, your weekend plans, something awkward you said 5 years ago. That doesn't mean you're failing. That is the practice. Each time you notice you've wandered and you gently return your attention to the breath, you're strengthening awareness. You're building the very muscles that mindfulness depends on. And what do you get in return for that work? You get space. Space between your thoughts and your reactions. Space to breathe before you speak. Space to choose a different way of responding instead of being ruled by old habits or stress patterns. That space is what leads to calm, clarity, emotional resilience, and a deeper connection to yourself and others. Throughout this video, we'll explore different aspects of mindfulness and meditation. We'll look at how you can begin a simple, sustainable practice, even if you're busy, skeptical, or completely new to the idea. Let's begin with the most basic form of mindfulness practice, following the breath. This is where most people start, and for good reason. The breath is always with you. It's an anchor to the present moment. When you sit in silence and simply notice the inhale and exhale, something powerful happens. You begin to witness your experience instead of being entangled in it. Try with me now. Sit comfortably or lie down if you prefer. Let your hands rest naturally. Close your eyes if you feel safe to do so. Take a slow breath in through your nose and exhale gently through your mouth. Now, just let the breath settle into its own rhythm. Don't force it. Don't try to breathe a certain way. Just notice. Notice the cool air entering, the warm air leaving. Notice the subtle rise and fall of your chest or your belly. If your mind wanders, that's perfectly okay. When you notice it, gently guide your attention back to the breath. This is it. This is the practice. Nothing more, nothing less. You can stay with that simple exercise for 1 minute, 5 minutes, or 20. And over time, as you build consistency, your ability to stay present will grow. Your mind will still wander again and again, but you'll become quicker at noticing and more gentle with yourself when you do. That gentleness is key. You're not here to control your mind. You're here to observe it, to become aware of it, and eventually to understand it. There are many styles of meditation: breath awareness, body scans, loving kindness, walking meditation, mantra repetition, and more. You don't need to try them all at once. Start with what feels simple and sustainable. If sitting in silence is hard at first, guided meditations can be a great help. Apps, YouTube videos, or recorded sessions can walk you through the process, giving your mind something to focus on while still building awareness. As you go deeper into mindfulness, you may start to notice subtle shifts. Maybe you're less reactive during stressful moments. Maybe you feel more grounded during conversations. Maybe you begin to experience small, quiet moments of peace in the middle of a chaotic day. These shifts are often so gentle that you might not notice them at first, but they accumulate. Mindfulness is not about dramatic transformation overnight. It's about subtle, steady rewiring of how you experience life. One of the beautiful things about mindfulness is that it doesn't require changing anything external. You don't need to fix your life before you start. You don't need to be less anxious, less busy, or more spiritual. You just begin where you are, with the breath, with the body, with what's here. Over time, you might discover that you're not reacting to life the same way. That old stressors don't grip you so tightly. That you feel more present with your loved ones. That you enjoy small, ordinary things, like a cup of tea, a quiet morning, or the sound of rain. Let's take another mindful pause together. Whatever you're doing right now, bring your attention to your body. Feel your feet on the ground. Notice the weight of your body in your chair. Feel your hands resting, the temperature of the air on your skin. Tune into your breath again, even for just 3 breaths. You just practiced mindfulness again. Eventually, mindfulness becomes less of a practice and more of a way of being. You carry it with you into your work, your relationships, your daily routines. You notice tension before it turns into stress. You notice emotions before they overwhelm you. You respond with intention instead of reacting on autopilot. That's the power of consistent, compassionate presence. In the final portion of this video, I want to share a few reflections on why this practice matters now, more than ever. We are living in an age of unprecedented mental noise. We're constantly connected, constantly consuming, constantly comparing. Many people report feeling disconnected from themselves, from each other, from meaning. Mindfulness is not a fix for everything, but it is a powerful tool for waking up, for remembering what matters, for returning to yourself. So as we wrap up, ask yourself, what would it mean to live just a little more mindfully? What would it look like to give yourself 5 minutes a day of intentional awareness? How might your relationships change if you listened with your full attention? How might your experience of stress shift if you met it with compassion instead of judgment? You don't need to change everything overnight. Just begin. Begin with 1 breath, 1 moment, 1 act of awareness. That's all it takes to start something truly transformational. Thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing presence. If this video resonated with you, take a moment after it ends, sit quietly, reflect, maybe try a short meditation. The practice starts now, and every moment after that is another chance to begin again.